Maths starts with the number 1. To start, I'm going to ask you to try to picture the number 1 as having a top and a bottom. Think of the top as the full amount of the number 1. The bottom is 0, and in between is a lot of bits of the number 1. We call them fractions or decimals. When it comes to multiplication and division, number 1 is a very unusual character. If you multiply any number by 1, it just stays the same. So if you multiply 10 by the number 1, you stay at 10, or 50 by 1, you stay at 50. When you start multiplying by any number above 1, now the answer starts to grow. Even if it's only by a small fraction above 1, say 1.000001, the growth is very small, but it still goes up. Now, the very strange thing about the number 1 is if you start multiplying by anything less than what I call the top of the number, say by 0.9 or 9/10, which is just under the top of 1. Now, even though you're multiplying, the number starts to get smaller. So anywhere below 1, multiplication and division appear to get turned on their heads. This is of benefit if we need to calculate a loss or a percentage loss from a given amount. So, say we have to calculate how much is lost if an amount loses 5% over an hour. What do we do? Well, taking 5% from 100% is the same as taking 0.05 away from 1, which leaves 0.95. So, all we have to do is multiply the original amount by 0.95 to give the amount that's left. So, let's put this into practice with the old reliable leaking barrel. Water leaks out at a steady rate of 5% every hour. So, if there was 1,000 litres to start with, after 1 hour the amount would be 1,000 litres, the start amount multiplied by 0.95, which is the fraction remaining after the hour. The same approach is taken if you were asked to calculate the amount remaining after 3 hours with a steady loss of 5% per hour. The total loss will be 15%, leaving 85. So again, thinking in terms of the number 1 being the whole amount, we're going to cut 15% or 0.15 off, leaving 0.85. So, this time, if the barrel had 925 litres in it at the start, then this is the whole amount, which we can think of as the top of number 1. And after 3 hours, the remaining amount will be 925 multiplied by 0.85.